surprising, but it's legal. So that's something that our Rachel Polanski's uncovered. So if passed, Superior Court clerks could now be given a $20,000 personal supplement if the passport fees they collect in a calendar year are more than $20,000. Any additional passport fees collected beyond that $20,000 would then be split, with 50% going to the county general fund, 50% going to the clerk's office to be used solely for operations and maintenance. And all this legislation comes after Rachel's investigation for Atlanta News First, exposing this controversial law, allowing this practice. So I want to bring in now my colleague, Rachel Polanski, with Atlanta News First Investigates. Rachel, thanks so much for being with us and kind of taking us behind the investigation. Wow, that's pretty stunning that they can personally pocket these passport processing fees.
It really is. So this story got so much feedback from the community, and so many people just couldn't believe this was really happening. And so we first started working on this in November, and that's when we found out that... Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just fix my mic here. So we first started working on this in November, and that's when we found out that this practice was happening. And so first I'll kind of explain how it works, and then we can kind of get into it. So when you go to the office and you want to get your passport, you pay $130. That's for the passport fee. Then there's a $35 execution fee. That's what we're talking about here. It's that $35 that Superior Court clerks are allowed to just personally pocket. It might not sound like a lot, $35, but in some of the bigger counties where a lot of people are going to get their passports, it adds up. So in Fulton County, for example, in one calendar year, the Superior Court clerk took in over $300,000 that she was just allowed to take and personally pocket. In Cobb County, it was something like $200,000. In Gwinnett, I believe it was about $100,000. DeKalb, somewhere around $200,000. So we're talking really large sums of money here. In some other counties that we talked to, clerks said, yeah, we're allowed to keep this money, but we don't, or we split it with the county general fund, for example. So, of every $35 passport fee, they might keep $10 and then put $25 toward the county general fund. Or they might put $10 toward their office supplies and the other $25 toward the county general fund. So how it is right now, there's really no rhyme or reason how clerks handle this money. They can do whatever they want with it. That's because this is really a favor to the federal government that they're even doing this. So how they see it is we're doing this for the federal government and we don't have to be doing this, so we're going to just take this money and we're good to go. So after we did our initial investigation, we got a lot of feedback from the community who were like, wow, I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I should be a Superior Court clerk so I can pocket all these additional fees. And this also caught the attention of a state senator, Senator Kay Kirkpatrick. She's based out of Cobb County, Marietta area. And she said she was going to introduce legislation this coming session. She did so. And that legislation has crossed over from the Senate to the House, where it still remains. It's currently in rules. So if it doesn't get out of rules tonight and it doesn't go for a vote, it doesn't die, but it will have to wait until next session. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, very interesting. Anything else you want to let us know about this? I know we've got another another investigation you want to share with us. But anything else about passport fees you want to share?
Yeah, so one thing, it's interesting, since the senator got involved and she proposed this legislation, it has really changed a lot. And I think that kind of is what happens, when people say, if you really follow a bill through the legislature, you can kind of see how the sausage gets made, they say. So where this bill started, she didn't want Superior Court clerks to pocket any money or to be able to pocket any money. Then there were some compromises made that they could take $7,500, $15,000, $20,000. The latest amendment is that now that money will be split in thirds. So let's say a Superior Court clerk brings in $100,000 in these fees. They can keep 1/3 of that money. The other 1/3 would go to the county general fund, and the last 1/3 would go toward the office for things like maintenance or operations. So that's the latest amendment to this bill. But again, unless this gets out of rules and goes to the floor for a vote today, doesn't look like it's gonna make it through and become law here in Georgia, at least for this year.